Hey, Spuddies, PotatoMcWhiskey here, and welcome to the Dinosaur Arabia game. Where we had left off, we were doing a really good job of getting our science up so we could be competitive with the AI. Now, Montezuma almost has 200 science per turn, but that's fine because we have quite a few really high adjacency campuses on the way. In fact, I have three adjacency campuses, which is pretty good. And I have another 4 adjacency campus on the way. And eventually I'll get a campus in here and another one over in Aleppo. So I'm feeling like we are pretty damn good on the science. You only really need 6 cities worth of science to really kind of catch up with the AI. Now, something we should definitely consider is if we want to go for the Oxford University in this game. We're currently building Huey. We got the PETRA. We got the Great Bath, and I'm wondering, do we have somewhere that we could crack out an Oxford University? And the unfortunate answer is a maybe. I could maybe get the Oxford University. I always have a hard time knowing whether or not I should put a pasture on a Petra hill or should I just put a mine. Now, the thing that is kind of pushing me maybe towards a pasture is the fact that this city will eventually have a lot of housing if I'm able to get a governor into it. And so the extra growth could be really useful. Like if we just look at a sheep and what it gives, a sheep gives you +1 food, and then the pasture eventually will give you +1 production, +1 food, +1 production, and +1 food. So in theory, the yields on this are actually really good. I didn't know pastures. Oh yeah, they give you tourism from culture. Awesome. Anyway, I'll pop down the pasture there, right? Because that's a 4 food, 3 production tile, which I think is comparable. It's comparable to a Petra hill. I don't think the harvest is necessary, plus the city's at its housing limit anyway, and the extra half of housing is actually worth something, you know? I don't know. I think I've become a much bigger fan of tall growth-oriented gameplay. I think I have consistently, for the last few years, undervalued how good growth is. I'm going to go ahead and declare friendship with Pedro. Nice to meet you there, buddy. Let's have a look here. Right, we do have 50 points. So we have a gold star in the Appease the Gods thing. I will try to deal with this lad who is kind of running around and wrecking my head. The goddamn barbarian lion who pillaged my feckin' cattle again. Man, look at these floodplain tiles, though. That's what the Great Bath can do. I could, in theory, just keep spamming soothsayers into it. Now, I mean, they're pretty expensive, and I would need a bunch of farms, but, you know, it's an insane amount of faith in theory. I haven't built a lumber mill yet. I have. So I've already got the boost for mass production. So that's not a problem for me. Am I working any tiles that could use a boost? I've got a 1 builder charge over here. You know what I'll do? I'll get him into position maybe to harvest here, and that way I can move towards getting the campus online a little bit quicker. Oh, we found a city-state. It is Preslav. Preslav is fantastic, because they give you the +2 loyalty per turn in cities. Oh, wait, no, I mixed them up with someone else. They're terrible. Never mind, Preslav is feckin' useless. Forget I said anything about how good Preslav is. Shut up, Trajan. Nobody asked. Did anybody ask Trajan if we cared? That is the real question here. Who asked? No one asked. Like, get out of here, lion. Running around inside my territory. I don't like you. We've got a commercial hub in Homs, and the next natural progression is to actually pick up that market. And I'm also going to use Zhangqian in this city to give me +1 trade route. This trade route is ready now. I don't think I need it over here. If I'm thinking about potential Oxford University plays, that's something worth considering. I also should maybe consider putting trade routes in Cairo, Jeddah, and Homs in order to grow them a little bit better using internal trade, because some of these cities do have a decent amount of food. 3 food doesn't seem like much, but it is actually a fair amount. So I may trade from Cairo to Homs here to try and boost up my capital a little bit more in population. I am going to harvest this, but I'll wait. Fuck it. I'll tell you what, I'll harvest into the campus like this. Boom, that'll be a 5-turn campus now. Okay, that's grand. We've got our campus in Baghdad, and it's time for us to place our 3rd district in here. And again, I reckon the 3rd district, it is time we started getting our holy sites. The +4 holy site right there, that's really good. However, the library and madrasa are the best buildings I could be building right now, because I'm just behind in science, and the more science I have, the better chance I have of winning. I'm going to trade from my capital to Homs. That's going to be worth 3 food, 3 production, and it'll mean that this city will grow much faster, which will mean I can place more districts and work more tiles. Ah, lovely. We have access to guilds now, so we can start building the Chichen Itza. I'll use my nice surplus of gold here to buy a trader in Jeddah. Oh no, I kind of want to buy the watermill, although the trader would be better. Oh no, somebody already built Chichen Itza. Ah, feck. Well, it was a nice idea while it lasted, but unfortunately we just have to give up the dream of a Chichen Itza this game. Sometimes you can't get every wonder that you want. How did I open the tech tree? Jesus. Eventually we will be able to get lumber mills here. I have to wait till mercantilism before we can get lumber mills, but until then, it's fine. It's kind of sad that we missed out on it, and there's not really another option we have. I'm surprised nobody has built the Temple of Artemis. Casa de Contracion would actually be quite good for me this game, despite the fact, although I actually am settled across 2 continents, so Casa de Contracion is actually huge for me this game. The only thing is, what if I were to swap this tile? I'd have to give up my really good holy site location in order to build the Casa de Contracion. Ah, man, that feels bad. But it is a huge boost. 42 turns, though. In theory, if I were to put... Wait, why are you working this? Let's have a think about this. I give up a really, really good holy site in exchange for a 15% production, faith, and gold boost in these 3 cities and get 3 governor titles, which would allow me to do a lot with governor titles. This city just doesn't have enough production really to justify this. I'd have to do some flipping and changing and putting builders in this city or and maybe swap tiles and stuff. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I only have so many good spots for holy sites, so it's hard for me to just kind of throw one away, especially because I haven't founded my religion yet. Do you know what? This just seems good. This seems good enough to do this. I'll do it, right? I'll go in here. I'll swap this lumber mill tile. I'll grab that. That'll be for me. And can I get a builder over there in time? I don't think I can. Ah, well, we just have to live without it. I reckon I'll buy a trader in here and try to get a little bit of extra production and gold in here to build more population. In terms of our next port of call, we should probably think about our tier 2 government. And I like the idea of Merchant Republic because that 10% gold in all cities with an established governor is quite good. And we are going to be playing tall and getting our governors now. So maybe moving towards Merchant Republic is the right move. Is there anything I want to pick up first though? Like I am only 1 tech away from getting diplomatic service, which gives me the ability to get spies. And if I was able to get spies this early into the game, they're going to be printing money for a very, very long time. I reckon we go for spies and then we go for Merchant Republic. Yeah, I like that plan. I like that plan a lot. Let's cause a flood on this because I want the yields to go up again. Boom. 1,000-year flood mitigated. And now these are worth 5 faith each. And the world enters into the Renaissance era. I should actually check. This is where I should check what the religions are in the game. So Feed the World, Meeting House, Pilgrimage and Holy Order. Choral Music, Watt, Military, Missionary Zeal. Warrior Monk, Synagogue, Lay Ministry, Defender of the Faith. Divine Inspiration. Cathedrals. Jesuit education. So they took the one that I wanted. Because if I was able to get Jesuit education, I would actually completely divert my civilization to theocracy, which would be perfect. But yeah, it feels bad not to be taking advantage of that 10% faith and stuff like that. So I think holy sites are going to be my next goal here. I have enough faith now to defend my religion, so holy sites are going to be a big part of what I do next. And on that note, if I were to go for Exodus of the Evangelists here, I could get extremely powerful religious units to try and spread my religion in this era. And I kind of like that idea. Use our missionaries just to defend ourselves. We have the madrasa in Jeddah. Have a campus and a commercial hub. I feel like holy site is next. I will quickly grab the watermill because that's +1 food, +1 production. It's like working an extra plains tile. And then I want to get the holy site. The best spot for a holy site in this city is that's where the Casa de Contracion is going. So that's not the best spot there. I don't care about preserving the jungle tiles anymore so much. And the adjacency of my holy sites matters less than just having the holy sites. Let's flood again for the extra yields. We'll get our final farm in here. And boom, now we are generating an absurd amount of food in this whole little region. I want Homs to grow, so I'm going to use this trade route to primarily look for food. Now, I could also be using a lot of gold with these trade routes, but I want to play a little bit differently. I usually always go for international trade routes, and I think if you do the same strategy over and over again, the game is just a little bit less interesting, in my opinion. That's just how I feel. I feel like the game is less interesting if you do the same thing over and over and over again, and I like that. I like to change things up, not a like massive amount, but just a little bit, you know. Do a little bit of a different strategy every couple of games. Nice. We have mass production, which gives us access to the best harbour building, the shipyard, and arguably the best wonder in the entire game. I'll put one more envoy into Taruga because that'll give me +2 science in every university and consulate building, and that should boost me from 170 science up to 176. Not a massive amount, but every little bit of optimization should be chased. Brazil, you bastard! Right, he's up to 105 points. I'm going to sacrifice another unit or two. Oh, his city is flipping independent. I may be able to actually yoink myself an extra city here. Oh, I'd love that. That'd be amazing. To get an extra free city using loyalty. That's perfect. I want a unit that I can kill. I could maybe research coursers, upgrade this lad to a courser. Yeah, I'll do that. Research coursers, upgrade this guy to a courser, and then sacrifice him on the last turn of the Appease the Gods. I'm loving how many yields I have on this floodplain here. I am kind of tempted to get to work on the dam, but I am very, very close to wanting to get my factory, so I reckon I'll finish this campus. In fact, yeah, I'll probably just finish the campus so I get the Great Scientist point. Speaking of Great Scientist points, where are we standing and who has been taken on the Great Scientist front? Right, well, Hypatia is gone. Isaac Newton was yoinked. It's a very, very competitive game for Great Scientist points. Rome was up to 36 points. I've got 26. Yeah, pretty much everyone in the entire game is hammering away on those Great Scientist points, which is making it competitive, you know? I'm going to take these volcano tiles from my capital because it's the most likely to be able to continue to work them because I have Liang here protecting the city from volcano eruptions. I'm also going to be massively prioritizing growth in here. A lot of these tiles have like at least 3 food, sometimes even 4. So I'll be prioritizing 3 food tiles here. And I also really want the faith. So by massively working this floodable area, I'll have a huge food surplus and reach my maximum population in the city much faster. Chinguetti, this is one of the best religious city-states in the entire game. Chinguetti is amazing because international and domestic trade routes receive +1 faith for every follower in this city of your founded or majority religion. This city-state is insane because like if you look at like this city here of Sanaa, right, my majority religion is Sikhism. That means any trade route from Sanaa gets an extra 7 faith. That's ridiculous. One of the best city states in the entire game. Oh, that's right, actually, because France is here, this city will flip to France instead of me. That's poxy. That's really crap. Yeah, they're in a golden age as well. That's devastating. But I might be able to grab Tokyo. Possibility. Who has the most pressure here? I should really consider being in position here to take Tokyo. Let's get the old man-at-arms and crossies moving over there. Because if I can yoink this city... Oh, Jesus Christ. There's a panther stole a builder from someone. just kidnapped a builder. Oh, Jesus. Okay, I need another 50 gold here. I can sell my dyes. Pick 200 gold off of you. I'll upgrade you, immediately throw you into the volcano. I'll use my governor title to grab Moksha, and I'll appoint a Moksha into Baghdad to give the city extra housing and amenities from my government plaza building. And I should now have secured myself a gold reward on the Appease the Gods, which could be quite valuable. I might be able to make use of my soothsayers in war or something. A good question I should maybe ask is, can I buy... Oh, I could get a musketman for 570 gold. So maybe if I sell off my citrus here and maybe a little bit of resources here, we get 76. Can almost afford it, musketman. I'd have to sell something else. Anyone have any raw gold to give me? There we go. Poland, 20 Diplo favor for 83 gold. Thank you very much. Pop in here, buy myself a musketman, and this is the unit I can use to potentially conquer Tokyo in 7 turns, which is what I'd like to do. I also need to upgrade my crossbowman, but that can be a slightly slower plan. It would be good to actually pick up trebuchets and niter. So I'll stop off for military engineering and I'll head towards gunpowder. Lovely. I got my watermill in Jeddah. I think I would be better off maybe getting a couple of military units to come over here and help with this conquest. So I'll get started on a catapult, which will get turned into a trebuchet, and it might actually be able to help a little bit there. Might have to be a bombard, but if I could flip this city, I'd be actually delighted. This army is only speculative in case I can't flip it naturally through loyalty pressure. And looks like I just squeaked out the appease the gods, so I'll go ahead and use my soothsayer again to cause a flood. Give me a whole bunch of faith. We'll do the same thing again, we'll get another soothsayer. I'm trying not to exploit too hard on that one. Right, there's military engineering. We have access to military engineer, trebuchets, and niter. I'm curious, did I actually find a source of niter? Because if I didn't, I'm going to be a little bit devastated. No, it looks like I didn't find a single source of niter. No, it's all outside my borders. Well, that's unfortunate. Sometimes you roll poorly and you don't get the luxury or strategics that you need. I'll need a lot more gold. I don't have mercenaries yet, which is a bit crap. I am now competitive on science, so I can kind of lean off that a little bit. I still will be trying to increase and maximize my science, but I don't have to like hardcore go for it. Another flood. And what was the promotion I got? Ooh, +1 charge and gains stealth. +1 charge is huge because now when I do these, every time I buy a soothsayer, I'm getting 3 charges rather than 2. So I'm actually getting 15 faith per turn because I'm working all these things from a single soothsayer, which is massive. A very, very fun little kind of a semi-exploit that they left in the game for people who get very lucky and play on this mode. Otsu is flipping, man. Everyone, man, what happened in this game? Because for real, look at here, right? Look at this absolute clustering of civilizations that's happened to me. And then, oh, well, I'd actually flipped and killed my scout. Lovely. And then look at how unoccupied the outer realms are. I got literally placed in the middle of every empire in the entire game, and somehow I'm still doing okay. Like, I'm alive. And that's impressive. I will make friends with the Ottomans. It's always good to have friends. They also have turtles that I'll buy off them. Speaking of luxuries, I'll buy your honey for 1 gold per turn. He pillaged me horses! Why? Why would you do this, you hungry panther? Oh yeah, soothsayers speed up the disaster intensity now, don't they? I forgot about that. Oh yeah, that makes sense actually. That's why my diplomatic favor has gone down so much. Oh, that's not so good. Well, we'll see how she goes. Sea level is already starting to flood. Oh, we got it. We got the Huey Toakali. Amazing. +1 amenity for each lake tile within 1 tile of your Huey. +1 food and production for each lake tile within your empire. That's amazing. Very exciting because now we can make the Liang fishery dream come true. We just have to get aquaculture and a builder in Cairo and we're good to go. I'm actually delighted that we got the Huey. I really want to get the Great Zimbabwe. I forget where it's unlocked. It's unlocked at banking, so we'll get to work on that. Let's just build a trader in here that's empire-wide infrastructure. It's important to get. My carbon emissions penalty is actually horrific. I forgot that these soothsayers cause problems. We've lost 10% of the world's ice. I don't think I have to care about much flooding. Oh, there is a bit of flooding in my empire. At least 1 tile. I mean, is losing this tile the worst thing in the world? Probably not. It's probably worth it to do this at least twice more. Now that I'm in for a penny, I'm in for a pound sort of a thing. Lovely. We got our very first holy site with 3 era score. We got 3 era score for it having more than 3 adjacency, rather. We also have diplomatic service. I don't think I can afford to go for the Great Zimbabwe right now. I think I'm a little bit too busy in my capital. I'm missing my consulate. I'm missing my chancery. I just have to get those things. And I'd also really like to place some districts. I'd like to get a builder, place some districts. Yeah, I don't think I can afford to do that. So I'll just do that again. We got our holy site in Baghdad. And we could, in theory now, we could ramp all the way up to our tier 3 buildings and potentially settle our religion. But I think I would like at least 3 or 4 holy sites before I do that. And so that's going to be just the priority that I make. So if this city is flipping to me, I'm actually okay with it. I'm kind of annoyed though. My trader is going to be in the city when it flips. God damn it. We have access to gunpowder now. And we do actually have a source of niter. I think it's coming from a city-state. Or else some sort of benefit I have for being suzerain. Yeah, it's because I'm suzerain of Hattusa. Hattusa Matata. What a wonderful day. Or what a wonderful phrase, rather. Brain just deactivated there halfway through that song. Alright, Tokyo, go on. Rebel. Tokyo flips and I hope it flips to me. That's what I'm hoping. But I have troops in the area ready to potentially launch an invasion. Depending. I reckon I can't delay on getting gold anymore. Oh, it is flipping to me. It is flipping to me. Amazing. Amazing. Why didn't her ability work? That's weird. That's so weird. Why didn't it flip? Maybe it was a bug. Maybe it was a bug. All right, I'm going to accept this gift. I'm not going to look a gift city in the mouth. This is annoying. I have to deal with this for 8 turns. This line infantry just slamming itself into my cities. Not going to love that. Maybe I can get my trebuchet out a turn earlier. Let's pray that we find coal. So let's get started on researching industrialization. I will improve the pasture. Pastures are pretty... I'd say pastures are actually quite valuable for growth. And I'm going to trade with Paris, but this is a little bit spooky. So maybe I'll trade with Rio instead. That's a little bit less spooky. I want that gold income. My gold's a little bit too weak. Tokyo, who are you flipping to? Go on. Go on. It's flipping to me. Amazing. Did I just get 2 cities for free for managing an extremely powerful, tall empire? I think I did. I think that's exactly what's just happened. And I'm okay with it. I'm actually really okay with it. Now, Jeddah has finished its trebuchet, and I'm going to move it down here to Homs maybe to see if I can level it up shooting these guys. I do need to make sure that I at least hit a normal age, and I've delayed. I think it's holy site time. Holy sites, holy sites, holy sites, holy sites. And I think it's the same thing in Cairo. I think I need to just get a holy site. I don't think I can delay it anymore. So where would I put my holy site in here? I could give up one of my nice river tiles for a +2, or I could give up another one of these tiles. I think I just give up a hill for like a +1. It'll eventually improve this. Yeah, I think we just pop it down there. Not a great spot, and I don't love it, but I'll accept it. I'll accept the ruling from the judge. Let's sell off this orange. 11 gold per turn is fine. I prefer long-term returns, personally. I will go for the temple and then the madrasa. I want the faith. I want to be ready to be able to get apostles, and I also want the science and faith from the madrasa as well. The madrasa is just such a good building. The fact that it converts campus adjacency into faith is just ridiculously good. It's one of my favorite buildings. Oh, so in order for Eleanor's ability to trigger, she has to have the most pressure. I thought it was just any pressure. For fame and for fortune, why would you do that now? Why would you flood now? Why now of all times? You've had the entire game to flood, and you flood now. For real. Who asked this river to flood? I only just feckin' improved all those farms. This is going amazingly. This is like one of my best games. Like genuinely, like one of my best tall games. I'm only on 6 cities. I'm getting 2 cities for free. I'm hitting golden ages. I am now officially top science. 4 episodes in to a tall game. Turn 144. I'm now top science with 6 cities. That's insane. Just appreciate that. And I've built wonders. It's not like I've been beelining just science. I've fecked around a lot. I've been building wonders. I'm currently building wonders. Yeah, you can give me an embassy. That's fine. Now, I will maybe run into a little bit of a loyalty issue in the next couple eras, but I should be able to deal with it just fine. Why is that a velociraptor? Medieval fairs is a great milestone. But what is this? Oh, it's a Tasmanian wolf has captured a builder. Well, I thought it was it looked kind of like the little symbol there looked a bit like a velociraptor. I would like to pick up aquaculture now. That's because it's time to start getting my fisheries online in my capital, because that was the entire point of building the Huey Tawakali, not on this fish, was so we could make an incredibly strong growth lake. And that's also just so I can, I'm working 5 incredibly powerful farm tiles, and I want to be working 5 incredibly powerful lake tiles, and I want to just, I want to make a really big, cool city. That's what I want to do. And I think that's the sort of thing that's more fun in the game, in my opinion, is just doing cool stuff. I don't know. I have less patience for things like challenges. I mean, challenges are cool, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. It just doesn't excite me the way that building a big, huge city or an industrial complex or doing something. You want to do a joint war on Hojo? No, go away from me. What's wrong with you? Why would I do that? Oh, Eleanor is finally friendly with me. Now, we could do something a little bit sneaky here and get a cultural alliance with Eleanor. We have access to industrialization, which is amazing because now we can build our factory. The only downside now is since I'm going to be expanding through loyalty, this factory no longer hits every city in my empire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's just out of range, so I'd have to boost it somehow. But I can now get this factory, and that's worth 3 production in every single one of my cities, which is huge. See, what is next on the tech game for me? I'd like to research scientific theory so I can get started on the Oxford University. It'll also give me a bit of food for my plantations, which is nice. And you know, the rate that these animals are bringing me builders, I am starting to feel a bit like Tarzan. It's like I'm in command of the animals. They just bring all their little builders over to me. Oh, and it's amazing. We actually have coal. Oh no, it's where my encampment was going to go. Well, at least we have coal. Like, I won't look a gift horse in the mouth sort of thing. So, let's place our fishery. Let's have a look at this tile. 4 food, 2 production, and 1 gold. That's a really solid tile. That's a really, really, really solid tile. I'm absolutely beaming at that tile. Brilliant. Ooh. Yeah, I really want to get Albert Einstein. He's probably one of the more important, if you're playing a tall game, he's probably one of the more important guys to grab. So I'll be saving up my faith now to actually grab him. So that'll delay my religion even more, which kind of sucks because we may actually run out of this era before we get him. But we'll try. Let's declare friendship. Although I'm pretty sure she never accepts a cultural alliance, does she? Yeah, no, she actually doesn't ever accept a cultural alliance. Ah, well, it's not the end of the world. An economic alliance seems like it would be pretty reasonable as well. I just don't have to deal with her going to war with me. I haven't seen any dinosaurs in a long time. And I think there might be like something in the mod that only spawns dinosaurs in the ancient era, which is a bit unfortunate. But it was fun to play around with dinosaurs while it lasted. It was a cool little piece of the game. I'm going to spend the money to buy this lake because I obviously want to be working these lake tiles because, man, they're just so good and they give me tons of housing as well. I'm up to 24 food surplus here. The city's growing every 4 turns. That's crazy. Insane food surplus here. There we go. We have mercenaries. So now we have the option to potentially upgrade our units a little bit. Actually, checking my government. Do I need to change anything? I'm actually pretty happy with what the setup I've got here. I'm not really building builders at the moment, am I? Let me check. Nah, do I need builders is the real question. I could probably use another builder. I could probably pop out the builder card, in all honesty, for something else. Ooh, do you know what I've been forgetting to build? And it's actually a bit of a big mistake that I have, is I forgot to build my spies. I unlocked spies early and then forgot to build them. Typical potato move. I'd like to put a point into Muscat so that I can get the +2 gold in every market and lighthouse. But if I'm going to do that, I may as well plug in the card that gives me Diplomatic League, the extra double envoy. So I'll pop that in there, boom. And now I'll get even more gold in my banks. And now I'm tempted to build my banks because I have a fair few opportunities to do so. It's 5 gold from a bank. We'll buy the last lake tile, kaboom, and we'll put the last fishery in, delete the pin, and now we've got the absolute most amazing lake that I've ever been able to create in Civilization 6. It is a masterpiece. Look at it. It actually kind of reminds me of Thor's hammer. You know that kind of like shape that it has? Either that or a cock. I'm going to renew my friendship with Montezuma because I really, really, really want to be a research alliance with him because it can squeeze out a bit of gold out of him. I'll send him an embassy for fun too. My carbon emission penalty is quite down. Oh, I think that's only from emitting. It's only if you're emitting carbon do you get that penalty. Oh, lovely. We got Guaralhos. I don't know how to say that city's name. But I'm definitely keeping it. It's my city. Thanks very much. And it has coal in it as well. I think we definitely want the city's borders to expand a little bit faster. Because if we look at it, it only has 4 of its own workable tiles, which is really not a lot. And then another 3 that could potentially nab from Nazca. Ooh, this could actually be a city that I use to launch a liberation mission on Nazca. Liberate Nazca, that could be fun. I actually have a couple of lakes too down here that I should consider claiming for Homs. And I have so many tiles to claim. I reckon we'll get the monument. That'll speed things up a little bit. This city won't be very useful for a very long time because it's off of fresh water. It is near enough to a river, so I could get an aqueduct in here, but I'm giving up an aqueduct. So here's the problem with the aqueduct in this city. If I get the aqueduct, the city can grow taller, but if it grows taller, it can't really work all those tiles with all that population. So there's kind of a limit to how big this city can get, unless I can somehow take maybe Porto Alegre and expand the number of tiles that the city has access to. I could give it a couple of tiles across the river sort of thing. So there may be war with Brazil in the future, depending on how far ahead he gets technologically. But the most likely target for war for me is probably Japan, because he's the one who I'm actually now out-teching. So I reckon there's a good chance of war with Japan in the future. And I reckon next turn is also the turn where we convert to our religion. That's when it happens. That's when we do the split. We're going to cause a schism. It's a rift in Sikhism. We're going to be making our own religion. The good old rift. I want a mod that lets me have dinosaurs on the map forever. All right. I appreciate. Jesus, what is this? A wolf. It's going to pillage me feckin' dies. What does a wolf want with dies? Can someone explain that to me? How much for Alberto? Oh, shite. I was scrolled down the list. The Aztecs are actually closer to getting them. Well, that means I have to go through now and do campus research grants everywhere that I can do it fast enough. Can't delay the casa. 6 turns might be enough. I can do 1 in here. Won't be able to do 1 in there. Shite. I was scrolled down the list. I might be able to make it work. Don't shoot the wolf. I'm sorry. He's running around pillaging my stuff. He has to die. Maybe I could use my religion to get extra faith. I have to spend my faith. Yeah, you have to wait. Sorry. John the Baptist, you're going to have to wait a bit. Trying to think, how do I get more faith? Can I change my government to get more faith? Scriptures, not really. I'm actually so devastated because I'm live streaming this on YouTube, this recording. And I was like, oh, I'm going to make like a sick as fuck thumbnail. It's going to have like dinosaurs in Arabia and it's going to be cool. I found like an iguanodon picture on Shutterstock because I have a Shutterstock subscription. And I made this really sick ass thumbnail. And you know what? There's no more dinosaurs past the ancient era. I'm devastated. I thought this whole stream was going to be filled with dinosaurs and there just was only so many. Pillage for faith. Now there's an idea. I could in theory pillage for faith here. It's got to be close. It's got to be close, this Albert Einstein stuff. It's got to be very, very close. I think I'd like trade routes sent to Montezuma to be a bit better. So I'll put 3 votes into that. That seems reasonable. And you know what? It would actually be kind of nice if I could generate less grievances. So I'll throw 2 votes into myself there and see if I can pull it off. It's probably better for me to have voted for someone else. Yeah, no, they voted for me. That's a bit unfortunate. Yeah, everyone who likes me, I think, voted for me. I was hoping for a nice, easy war. But it's going to be hard now with the grievances. I'll need to have good justification. Saying I'm 32 turns away. I should be able to bring that down. These campus research grants will all finish here very quick. There's Oxford University. I don't think anyone has built that. I think I'm ahead on the things. Oh, no, somebody has actually built Oxford University. Well, there goes that idea. Now, every technology that I have researched makes my campus research grant slightly more expensive, which means I, in theory, get more science from them. I'll spend a little bit of time researching some catch-up techs. I'm devastated on the timing of this because this is 4 science per city for me. Is it really actually worth the effort I'm putting into it though? Because if you consider a single city state is worth 3 science per city just for putting enough. Maybe this isn't worth my time. Maybe Albert Einstein isn't actually that good. Well, look, I'm in for a penny. I'm in for a pound. I'm already committed, so we'll see what we can do. All right, we jumped up to the top of the list, just barely. For a single turn. We got ourselves another city for free using loyalty. Amazing. And has all the perfect districts that we want, which means using our holy site guy now means 4 cities will instantly convert to us. That's amazing. Tokyo is actually a perfect city. It has a campus, a holy site, and a theatre square, and an aqueduct. And it has a huge amount of land. Massive tracts of land. And I can actually swap over a couple of tiles here for Aleppo, because that city was actually struggling for the amount of tiles it had. All right, let's see. We're closing the gap. We'll be able to buy it very soon. Very, very soon. Another 2 campus research grants are finishing this turn, which should get us quite close, actually. I got to keep this city. Of course I'm keeping Tokyo. I don't know why I wouldn't. It's basically a free built city that I've managed to snag for myself. It would take too long. You're a little bit low on the productivity side of things, though. You're not very productive. So I reckon a pair of builders will be necessary in here. It says we're 4 turns away. I think we can do this. I think we can definitely do it. I think if we do 2 more campus research grants in 5 turns, I should be able to get them no problem. In fact, if I'm really thinking about this campus research grant should be all that I need to secure it. So now I can just get to work on the things that matter to me, like theatre squares. I think it's time to establish Merchant Republic. I'm very happy with that as an idea. 15% production towards districts and some extra wiggle room in my government. I could go for colonial offices, which would allow me to grow my cities faster. I could go for Vissel banking, which would open up trade options. I could plug in my autocratic legacy, which isn't too bad, to be honest. I feel like Merchant Confederation here is the best card in the short term, at least until I decide to commit to building a spy. 19 gold per turn is very, very good. It's on par with natural philosophy. I always like to have serfdom plugged in for most of the game. I'll probably plug it out in the near future, and that's the government. I'm happy with this setup. There's not really much I could do that's better until I decide to build a spy. Aleppo is ready to place its 3rd district, and it's also ready to be renamed to Alepsa, because I just like the name Alepsa. I reckon we go for the holy site here, ideally away from a volcano. I think I'll yoink that tile right there and slap down the holy site for a +2 there. So that's that place, but we'll work on a madrasa instead. This city definitely needs like lumber mills and tile improvements and stuff like that, but that'll all come in good time. Trading with Paris now is worth 10 gold per turn. I'll go ahead and grab that. Now, I could buy Albert Einstein this turn, but I'm greedy, okay? I'm greedy, and I've got one more campus research grant about to finish, so I'm going to wait a turn, right? We're gonna let the turn roll over. We're going to roll that dice one last time, because I'm a gambling man, okay? I'm willing to take a risk. This is going to bite me in the ass, and I'm really excited to see just how furious the comments are. Oh, we got the Casa de Concentracion as well. Perfect. Metal casting, all sorts of stuff popping off here. All right, Albert, he's mine. That saved me nearly 500 faith. Waiting one turn saved me a huge amount. Boom. We secured him. It was a big part of what we were trying to do here. We got him. Albert Einstein is mine. I'll be getting four science on every single one of my research labs, which I'm pretty close to researching. Like, they're only here. That's only 4 techs away that I could be getting research labs. This is huge. I'm going to be absolutely cracking off insane amounts of science here. We also got the Casa de Concentracion, which gives me a 15% production, gold, and faith boost in all of the cities in Terra Australis, which is amazing. So I think it's time now we just appoint our last 3 governors and start making use of them. Not really for anything other than sitting in cities and giving me the benefit from the government building, the audience chamber. And speaking of which, Homs, I really want to get my bank. It's worth 9 gold per turn, which is 10% of my positive gold at the moment. But I also really want to get my intelligence agency. And once I have the intelligence agency, then it's time to build a spy. Spies are massively powerful, but I'm going to call that the end of this episode. If you're watching it live, the live stream will continue, but if you're watching it on YouTube, that's all she wrote. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!